In a prior video, we were exploring a new concept, the depressive position, and I just started talking about what was necessary to separate, experience loss, and move forward in life. Let's now delve into some specific examples that I think will help you better understand this theoretical concept. We have to think, how does one develop a capacity to do these things that I'm mentioning? So in a relationship, let's think about what happens when you're telling a story and the other person has a different memory or perspective. Those who are struggling with narcissistic characteristics find this difficult to accept. They might disagree with that different perspective, interrupt the other person when they're talking about their experience of an event, insist they know what really happened, or try to convince the other person that their version is the correct one. In other words, your version is the correct one. In more extreme cases, you might feel annoyed or even angry, reactions that can escalate, as I discussed in more detail when addressing what's called narcissistic rage. All of this reveals on a deeper level that you may struggle with the notion that others have their own separate, independent experiences and viewpoints that are just as valid as yours. This difficulty can stem from an unconscious desire to maintain a sense of control or certainty about our own reality. If you cannot relinquish control, the goal, not always intentional or conscious, is to possess the object. See, here comes that word again, object. To possess the object. It can be unsettling to confront the idea that the object, whether it's a spouse, a partner, or a parent, is not only separate from you, but also has an inner world that's independent and different from your own. This realization is at the heart of that depressive position. So again, what capacities or inner resources are necessary for you to achieve this kind of recognition? To achieve, that's right, I'm saying it's a developmental achievement to get to this depressive position, which then sets the stage for change, for moving forward in one's life. As you may know, change is not easy because it involves accepting the reality of loss and the passage of time. If you're struggling, for instance, to get that person, the prior boyfriend or girlfriend or spouse, out of your mind, we can speculate that you're in a conflict between facing the reality of loss on the one hand and denying it on the other. Change in life inevitably exposes you to something new, unknown, and to some degree, this might be frightening. And yes, I use the word frightening, but I will elaborate on that, so just bear with me. Just try to entertain this thought in your mind, because your knee-jerk reaction may be, I'm not scared of that. This is why, in part, you may cling to something you know, despite the suffering that it entails. Development, moving forward in life, giving up familiar self-accusations or past hurtful relationships, all involve giving up something and facing loss. The psychoanalytic concept that I think describes this developmental achievement best is what we have been calling the depressive position. Melanie Klein, a renowned psychoanalyst, first introduced this concept in her work during the late 1930s and early 1940s. While this was a long time ago, many people within the field of psychoanalysis and certain areas of psychotherapy, like for instance what you may hear of as psychodynamic psychotherapy, still find her theories valuable. The way I approach her ideas is to integrate them with more contemporary psychoanalytic perspectives, like those of Winnicott, Bion, object relations, and attachment theories. Just to be very clear, this idea of the depressive position entails giving up something, But let's be more specific, because I said something a few times now. What is so difficult and painful to give up? Is it actually that prior relationship? Is it actually that retreat to one's bedroom or even to the bed? Think about this for a moment. What is the most important thing for those suffering with narcissistic characteristics? We have to wrap it up here for now, but if you're interested in hearing more about why you may stay stuck in life and how to overcome this challenging experience, please be sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss the next video on this topic. If you're interested in doing a much deeper dive into the complexities of loss, separation, narcissistic characteristics, and defenses, please check out my podcast where I go into far more detail. Okay, bye for now.